What's up guys? Today we're testing out something a little bit different than what we usually do on the channel. Today we're actually going to be looking at this electric scooter. This is the Circooter Mate. I bought it with my own money. It's about $600 on the sale that I got it, and it's a really nice electric scooter. It's only one of the only ones, as I do my research, in this price range that actually has shocks, dual shocks on the front and dual shocks here on the back. The one downside here is it has a pretty flimsy kickstand, which I have dragged on the ground and taken off a little bit of paint there. But other than that, it's holding up super well. These handles are really nice. They don't twist or anything like that, and they're ergonomic. They fit into your hand quite well. We have a thumb throttle right here, just like using a four-wheeler or an ATV. And the display is pretty nice. We have our speed right here. This says your max speed since you turned it on, temperature of the motor or battery, and then right here's how far you've went on your current trip. There's only a couple buttons here. There's actually a turn signal, which is only really visible at night. And then on here, this is our power button. We have our headlights. We have our electric horn. And then this S changes our mode. So there is eco mode, standard mode, and turbo mode. And M changes from the metric system to the imperial system, depending on where you live. That's pretty much it, but I installed my own phone holder on here. So we will be checking with our own app here if the miles per hour on here is actually correct to what the phone is getting. Hopefully the wind isn't causing any sound on the audio. I have a double wind muff on the lav mic, so really hoping nothing comes of that. So we can see right here that the scooter says we're going 24, 25 miles an hour, and this says we're only going 20. For brakes, we have dual disc brakes, which on the front and back. Right here is, I think, that's the back, and this one is the front. So you don't want to slam this one on or you'll go right over the scooter. But if you don't slam on the brakes and you just apply them gradually, just like this, it actually has an electric brake, which I'm not sure if it regenerates the battery or not, but you stop a lot slower, but it'll extend the life of your disc brake, which is probably worth it. But yeah, we can see consistently that the scooter says is going faster than the phone says we are. So I don't know how trustworthy the scooter speedometer is, to be honest. But right now, going over these bumps and cracks in the sidewalk and stuff like this, it's really nice to have that suspension. A lot nicer than some entry-level basic scooters. It's an 800-watt motor. Like I said, I was doing my research when looking into these electric scooters. Right now I'm in turbo mode, so we're going, oh, oops, I don't know how long that was happening. The phone screen was it was trying to power off because the phone holder was clamping down the power button. So in eco mode here, it caps you off at 10 miles an hour. So this is just good little, if you're around a lot of people, honestly, you don't really need to be going up faster than this. But if you are on a road like this and there's no one else really around, you can go ahead and kick it up into standard mode, which will let us go 18 miles an hour, which you can pretty much hang out in standard mode, and that's good enough. Ooh. That was a big bump right there. But you can hang out in standard mode, and that's definitely probably gonna be good enough for you. There's people coming both ways on this trail. I don't wanna disrupt them. It's kind of embarrassing with this action camera on my chest. So out here in the street, we'll show the 18 miles an hour. We'll see how fast it's actually going. The scooter says we are going 18, and the speedometer actually just stops there, even if you go faster. Looks like we're going actually 19, 20. Okay, so it's pretty accurate in standard mode, so we'll go into turbo mode here. This is the fastest it can go. This should go up to 28 miles an hour. The scooter says we're going 25, phone says 21, 26. All right, now we're going downhill a little bit. We're gonna hit that 28, and the phone says we're only going 23. All right, go ahead and get off here. But to be honest, an electric scooter is not something I really need to commute or anything. I mean, I have a car. I'm a freelancer, so I just drive anywhere I need. I don't have a regular commute. My week to week isn't the same. I don't even go to the same place. Oh yeah, right now we're in turbo mode, which is definitely way too much for this really bumpy road here. We're gonna take it down to standard here. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, this is my first like legit electric scooter or electric vehicle of any capacity. So I was doing my research, so I wanted the suspension that this has. Not a lot of these electric scooters, especially even in this price range, have suspension. So that's really nice for uneven sidewalk like this to eat up all these bumps. And also I wanted the 800 watt motor so I could go up a hill like this. It was so, I always felt bad for the people on the college campus, and it may be buy like a $300, I don't even know if they make $200 electric scooters, but like a $300 electric scooter, and they're struggling to get up a hill. I'm about 190 pounds. I just didn't want that to be a thing. So 800 watts seems to do the trick plenty for me. I actually don't even want a scooter that can go faster than this. That'd just be, it's already kind of reckless going 28 on this if you're not just on a straight, even stretch of road. This is supposed to be a commuter scooter from Circooter. And so it is meant for commuting, but it does actually have off-road tires. And to be honest, the suspension, it's rated to hold, I think 400 and some pounds, or 300, I think it's 400 and some. So the suspension is actually kind of set up for that weight, that max weight it can hold to start. So you have to ride it for a while to break in that suspension, but now, after I put over 100 miles on it, it's definitely a lot better than it was when I first got it. I feel like the more you ride it, honestly, the more comfortable it seems to get. This is my first time actually taking this out and filming it at all, so I hope it looks good. I borrowed this, it's a DJI Action 4 from my cousin, so shout out to Mason. Thank you for lending me this DJI. I was thinking about buying it myself, so now I get a little free trial. We'll see if it's as good as everyone says. Between this and the GoPro 12, I think it is, but I can hear the shakiness in my voice when I going over the bumps. I think it sounds kind of funny. This is actually a beautiful time of day to film. I'm glad I didn't go out in like high noon. Lighting, nice and peaceful. Since this thing doesn't go too fast, it doesn't have a steering damper, so it's kind of easy to turn this. But you really don't need it. It's really, with leaning is all you kind of need to steer an electric scooter. You can just keep the bar straight. This thing is a lot bigger than what most people are used to seeing when they see an electric scooter, especially on the college campus nearby. They're used to seeing those little high boys or 9bots or whatever they're called. The kind of just looks like a regular scooter, to be honest. This thing is jacked up with these big rubber tires, which, by the way, the tires are tubeless. So there's no way you can run over something and pop them. There's no way to puncture them. But yeah, this thing with the suspension and the big tires and how tall it is, even the handlebars just being bigger. It's, hey, yo, I don't know who that was. They're just beeping at me. I don't know if I knew them or not. I'll have to review the footage to see if I know. One thing, whenever I was first riding this, I actually turned it off in the included app, which is a cool app to have. That's how you can check how many total miles you have on it, the Circooter app. But there's a cruise control function that's automatically on when you have this, and it's kind of dangerous. Well, turbo mode in general is kind of dangerous when you're starting out, but when you're using turbo mode and you're new to this, and it kicks on the cruise control automatically after you hold, it's not even based on a mile per hour, it's based on how, like where you hold the throttle. So if you have it down all the way and you're going uphill and you're not going quite as fast, and the cruise control kicks on, now you get to the top of the hill, it doesn't keep you at the same miles per hour, it just goes max power. So, you know, if you're not used to that, then you have to hit the throttle again or hit the brakes, and really it's been my fault. The only times I've ever kind of fell off this thing, it was from the cruise control kicking on and me kind of freaking out and slamming on the brakes. And that's the only time I've really fallen off this. I'd say that cruise control function could be implemented a little better. It should be its own dedicated button or something, instead of being, you know, based on holding this down a certain way. I'd rather just, you know, no cruise control at all on a vehicle like this. And the other thing I've noticed is if we kick on the headlights here, no, it's way too bright out right now to see the headlight. But basically the headlight is just way too tall. Instead of shining down on the road in front of you, it kind of just shines up into people's eyes, whether they're walking or driving a car. So it's really bright too. So I really wouldn't recommend driving at night with this, because you're gonna just blind people driving cars or pedestrians. Either that or, you know, modify your own headlight that actually shines down on the road. The thing that sucks about this one is the headlight is not adjustable. It's fixed where it is, shining into people's eyes, so that's not the best. I should mention while I'm stopped here how easy it is to break this down. They pride themselves on it being quick. So you just pull this pin, you pull this out, and you flip this down. And that's all. It's nice that the handlebars can break down like this, especially if you're gonna break it down all the way. And it's pretty heavy actually, it's like 60 pounds. So carrying it like this, you're not gonna be doing this very long distances. But it's nice that it can break down like this, especially with the handlebars. If you have to carry this up a flight of stairs for your apartment like I do, I have this little weird nook back in my room where I try to keep this. And having it be this compact when it breaks down, despite it being this big when it's put up, is quite nice actually. It's also nice that they include this carrying case here, so if I'm just gonna run to the store real quick and wanna put some snacks in here or something, I can do that. Oh, I have some sunscreen in there right now actually. But the thing is, it has to open up all this way, so if anything important in there, like a phone or some sort of electronic device, it's liable to fall out and break, so you gotta watch out for that. The throttle is, well, especially if you're in turbo mode here, it's pretty just on or off. It's not really responsive in between. But overall, I've really enjoyed this scooter. I mean, I'm essentially just using it for fun, not really at all for actually commuting or its intended purpose. I'm not trying to get anywhere with it. I'm just trying to take it out on a joyride on an afternoon like this, where I don't have anything going on, and maybe I don't feel like I want to go somewhere farther than I can just walk. It's great sometimes if you have, want to put a camera in your backpack and want to ride somewhere somewhat close by. For me, since I'm a photographer, so if that's something you like to do, or you just want to see some sights and maybe don't want to walk that far, I think this is great. If you have a $600 budget on an electric scooter or an electric vehicle in general, I would highly consider this one, because like I was saying, I was not sent this. I do think I went ahead and got an affiliate link to put in the description of this video if you want to pick it up yourself. But I bought this. It's actually not a very popular brand at all. If I was trying to get sponsored or whatever, I'd go with a Segway or whatever the popular brands are. Circooter, like no one's even heard of this, but the value for money for your $600 to have all these features, I think it's really a better deal than anything else in this price range. From what I've seen riding it around, if you aren't in turbo mode like I am right now, if you keep it in standard, I would say the 25-mile range that it says is actually pretty accurate. And those brakes will stop you pretty quick. I mean, it'll send you flying over the handlebar before it won't stop you. I've done it once from overcompensating on the brakes, so I know from personal experience. If only I was filming then. I actually think I was wearing this very backpack. I can show you a pavement skid mark from me flying over the scooter and hitting the pavement. Can you see that? Brakes work good. Everything about it works good. It feels super premium, though I don't really have an experience with another scooter to compare it to. But even for my $600, I was kind of still impressed with what you get here. It's really good quality. So if you want to buy one for yourself, if you've been shopping around looking at reviews and this one was helpful to you and you want to help me out at no extra cost to you, go ahead and use my affiliate link down in the description, and I'll get a little cut of that for bringing this information to you. And if you get it, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Hopefully we can do some more electric vehicle content. If you guys like it, leave a comment down below, leave a like, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.